Let's do this. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Clipped Wings commentary. Batman Clipped Wings, to be more specific. It's me, Crisis Studios, and probably Josh.
Yeah.
We went in on this video together. We both wrote it, and we're doing this about half a week after it came out. It's doing pretty well. Really glad to know you guys like it.
Yeah. 6K. So insane.
It's been great. It's been phenomenal. So I figured we'd do it justice and do another commentary just to kind of get to, all the nooks and crannies of the production, because this one does have a lot of stories connected to it. Josh and I have been I couldn't even count how many times we've rewritten a Batman thing, or just Josh specifically trying to get a Batman series off the ground. All the trials that went into what we were both satisfied with, what he was satisfied with.
A lot of Easter eggs in this one.
A lot of Easter eggs. So, I don't have much to say before getting into this. All my little pieces are dispersed throughout.
I'm ready to start.
All right, let's do this, everyone. Skadoosh. The LDCU.
I like that. This was like a Knives Out soundtrack, right?
Yeah, this is from Knives Out, I believe. This I only use this track from it.
Do you all have everything in order?
We've got it, Mr. Haley.
Well, break a leg.
This took about 2.5 months to animate. I animated it over the summer, and it went like phenomenally quick. In recent history for me, this was one of the quicker productions just overall, because I think I was just so amped to get it out.
Yeah. And you can see the dude, I don't know their names, but it's like the twins from the Arkham games in the background, like one of them.
Yeah, that's the I completely forgot to mention that. That's the one of the Abramovich twins.
Yeah.
For all the Arkham fans.
I love how this set came together too, with like the tent.
I was really nervous.
Yeah. I remember we wrote that. You were like, "Oh man, I'm gonna do that," but it came out looking really nice. It does look like a circus tent.
I was nervous about the circus tent specifically, like what I was gonna use for it, because I didn't know if I was gonna like brick build it or I don't know what I was gonna do. So I'm glad I settled on paper.
Yeah, no, I mean it gives a nice look to it.
Oh yeah. We wrote this, had to been like maybe a year before I started filming. I think so. It sounds right.
Yeah, this was written pretty early, because this was, I mean, there is like a slew of other scripts that were written after this, where we were just like, it's funny because a lot of the work, actually everything that's come out now is something that was done and written after this. Like, this was one of the first things that we did.
Oh, yeah. The shit, I didn't even realize that the episodes that you released were written after this, wasn't it?
Yeah.
God. No, this was written forever ago, everyone. This is an old one. But it's old and good. I mean, like, we would go through it every now, or at least I would go through it every now and then and kind of update the grammar and like what I'd want them to say.
Yeah, I'm stupid. I don't. Sometimes I actually notice when you go on my scripts and you'll fix the grammar because it's like written incorrectly.
It's the OCD, really. I feel like it's for all you Phantasm fans out there, this is the First Love theme. I really wanted this part specifically to feel magical, and just everyone to like just really feel what Dick would be feeling with his parents and all that, and just kind of almost make you forget what's about to happen.
Yeah.
I do want to bring this theme back somehow, someday. because it is his first love, the acrobats and all that. Oh no, I did actually cut what do you call it, like a spider line? I don't know what you call that.
Those
Rope.
spider lines were were harmed in the making of this video.
I cut that John in half.
I just really love
just
how
the
this whole
complete
thing was edited together.
Yeah, thank you. The whole tonal shift,
Yeah. I'm running through the crowd.
I really wanted to do the subtle text as soon as they died, and I put the Crisis Studios presents. I think that. Oh, and the so how I did that was I had the same shot and I just faded the two shots together of the different lighting. The aura, you know.
Dude, it's there's so much. Because a lot of this beginning was stuff that I didn't write.
Yeah, I can confidently say that I wrote a lot of the beginning parts. Transitioning into the Batcave.
Dude.
First
on-screen appearance of the Batcave here.
Yeah, and oh boy, does it come in with.
Yeah. You should talk about. I know we did it on the stream one time, but like the technique that you came up for how to convey the Batcave was really cool.
Talk about how it was designed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we were trying to figure out how to make this one stand out, I suggested that instead of width, because you like in other brick films, you always see the stud wall or just some kind of built wall. To me, I wanted this to feel almost like an Alex Ross image and just make it feel very, very, I think I used the word deep, like a lot of depth instead of width, which is what I did. As you can see, you got a lot of the 1966 pieces, from that set. But you put it in the background and you just kind of it sort of forms like it forms the C curve, in terms of the landscape, because back there you can see the atomic pile, and then sort of cutting it off from view is the like the suit transformer, and there's just, you almost can't see what it is, and I think that's the niceness to it, is that you don't know how big the Batcave actually is.
Yeah. Now, some people were confused about this when when she came on. I noticed in the live chat. So I think something that doesn't really get told anymore in Batman adaptations is like the actual adoption process that Dick had to go through. Like for a while, in those older stories, they'd be like, yeah, like Bruce actually had to, gain legal custody over Dick Grayson. And so we both really like Batman Year 3. And so in that he does go to an orphanage and he does have to kind of stay there. And there's like this whole nun character in that story as well. So I thought that would be fun to add.
This is a nun for anyone who's wondering. I wanted to buy a custom one because I didn't feel like this really got the message across, because it didn't. I had people asking me. But that's just, you got to roll with the punches.
Yeah.
Because now he becomes the Boy Wonder. Well, not yet, but he the Crusader.
And this too. When I got the image, I think I woke up to an image of this, like when you sent it. It's like, whoa.
This was one of the earlier things I filmed, because this had to be like earlier this year, like May, that I got this set, the Skyline. And as soon as I saw it all together, I'm just like, I gotta use this. Even when it was announced and Josh and I were planning the video, I'm just like, I gotta use this background for when they're on the rooftop, because it creates such an aesthetic.
Yeah, I'm unfortunately a poor, so I can't. I
can't
get it.
I'm happy to film any rooftop scenes. I filmed this before I got the rooftop, so I probably would have used it, or the Skyline.
added note though is like I I don't know if I'll ever end up bringing this up in a video. Well, I probably will have to. That is an abandoned skyscraper. The eagle-eyed viewer will notice that that is not the top of the GCPD. So, if you're ever wondering, like, why isn't that? It's because it's not the GCPD.
No, yeah, we're at the point in Batman's life where he's not fully accepted by the GCPD.
Yeah.
And what a crazy moment that
snippet of it in episode 2 where Essence sees him and she's like, "Get out." But no one who has watched or cared about this video has watched episode 2.
That's not true.
This is the real meat and potatoes.
Right. So for anyone wondering what's going on here, I had set up my MacBook and I found a video of just a city passing by, or like a scrolling GIF or what have you on YouTube. And
the red light.
I put the Batmobile. Oh yeah, Batman stops red lights. Everyone, if you can't.
Very Adam Westy of him.
Josh, was it you that told me to?
No, it was Gage. It was Gage who recommended that. Yeah.
Whoever thought he'd have a good idea? This is terrible. But fuck. This is moving by too fast. I have too much lore.
Too much to say.
Too much. So I put the Batmobile on the Mac, and I just went frame by frame while I was filming it, and I just had it. I timed it up correct to where it looked like the city was passing by because of just how fast it was going. I don't know. Well, just ask me on a live stream someday. It's fine.
He's got Luna voicing the cat.
Thank you. Oh yeah. So for all you viewers out there who don't know this, that cat was it's a family friend really. Mr. Jared 56's feline was Luna is her name. She he had audio from one of his old videos. For Luna is the title of it. And in that video you can hear the same purring that I used in this because I asked him. He said, "Yeah, sure." I'm afraid of what might become of him if he continues down. Because Jay's awesome.
Yeah. And having Leslie here was really. I really need to do more stuff with Leslie. She's been in a couple of past scripts. I don't have super big plans for her right now. But I just, a big thing about this video I liked a lot is just the incorporation of the Batman mythos. Like, later we see Bruce go and he's like fighting Dr. Death, which is like one of his first big like theatrical kind of villains. He mentions the Joker at one point. I mean, just the implication of like a larger established Batman was really fun to me.
Are you sure taking in Dick would be the best for him?
And then this scene is when we started, like, we stopped writing that script for a while. So there's like a big jump between that one Leslie scene to this.
Really?
Yeah, there was. Because we finished that bottom half, like, from this to the end was all written in one night.
God, I must have forgotten about that.
Yeah, I wrote that Leslie scene by myself because I was like, I have something I want to add.
Something Josh and I like to do when we. Oh, sorry, you keep going.
I was gonna say, I remember like the line that he brings up at the end, where he's like, "All we can offer is a simple push," because that was a line that you wrote. And so I was looking back on the script, and I got to that point, and I was like, "Oh, this would be a good place to bring that back around." And that's when we were like, "Oh, we're cooking."
Something Josh and I like to do, specifically right now in this moment in the video, on the script, we were writing the scene together, and I was writing for Robin, and he would write for Batman, or Bruce and Dick rather. And it sort of just brings more life to the characters while they're talking, because it really is two people having a conversation. This isn't one person writing this knowing what the other person's gonna say. So later in this conversation, I wrote the line where Dick's just like, "You're gonna teach me how to cook, take me on my first date," all that, and then Josh came back with the next line, and I was bewildered, I was gobsmacked, it's just, it's a really pure way to make realistic dialogue, because it is just two people thinking for a character.
Yeah. I mean, because a lot of times you collaborate with someone, it's like, it's kind of hard. You hear other people talking about it, and it's like, okay, you get this scene, I get this scene, which is, we've done that before too.
Right.
But with Batman and Robin, sometimes it's just like, we kind of, like, what you want that character to sound like. And so accomplishing that is kind of like, yeah.
That was not the Batmobile, by the way, everyone. This is not the Batmobile.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, is it the Batmobile?
It's not the Batmobile.
It's not the
This
Batmobile.
is long-ass car, and the music here
It's a limo.
from a Queen's Gambit. Which I really... It was also one of the early tracks I needed to have in this. This scene, one of my scenes, because of the music, because of the set. This is the Home Alone house, by the way, if anyone picked up on that. And made sure to use that. And for all my OG Lego fans, Bruce is wearing the 06 torso for Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the outfits you put Bruce in here. In my show, he just always wears like a black shirt and like gray pants. So I was like, oh yeah, he's got drip here.
I understand that most people would just have the characters wear the same thing all the time, but I wanted to show the passage of time through different fits. Like Alfred wasn't wearing the 06 torso like he is now at the beginning.
Yeah.
But not to say that I won't reuse torsos, because it's not like I have a closet for them. But I do think it makes you understand that this is not like the same day.
Yeah.
And now, finally, we get to some fucking Dr. Death, not Hugo Strange.
Yeah, just people were like, oh, is this Hugo Strange? No, it's Dr. Death.
I can't remember if this was you or me that did this scene.
I think you were like over my shoulder while I was doing this one. But oh boy, 06 Batarangs.
Yeah, that was one of the aesthetic choices I made, was taking the Batgirl Batarangs from the Lego Batman movie, and I just Sharpied the parts where they would be black in the Lego Batman video game. I would have to
Really
keep
cool
reapplying it too.
Yeah. See, here's the thing though, right? Is like this line here where he's like naming off all the like specific elements is actually just something. I'll come clean. I have my hands up in the air. They can arrest me if they want. I took that like directly out of a comic book. I think it's like the actual comic book formula for the Ace chemicals. So it's comic book accurate. I think it's from Death of the Family. Something like that. It's something that Scott Snyder wrote.
And here I thought that you were a real chemist.
You got me.
Think you know a guy.
You think so? I'm pretty decent at physics, if that counts.
Oh man, I fucked up that sticker placement. I'm sorry, everyone. Right, I understand continuity error. He wasn't bleeding before. I don't know why I didn't. I must have forgotten while I was filming.
That's fine. No,
this scene's really good.
Pointing it out.
Josh wrote this one.
Yeah, I had come back to add this line that Alfred says about, is this the type of man that you are? Is this the type of man that Batman is? And so, if you care about the commentaries in the show, you should pay attention to that line. That's all I'll say about it. I really love that pan there.
Oh, he is not?
Yeah, that was... There's just a lot of really good directorial choices in this.
Thank you.
I said the thing.
Yeah, keep an eye out, or an ear out, open. Fuck. Keep an ear open for future Batman content, because there's a lot of stuff. Because Josh and I have written so many scripts. You know, we got all these videos lined up that we may or may not get to, and it's so many callbacks, so many things to be reset and have a lot more meaning when they come back.
Oh yeah, that is a big thing that we like doing. So
We like saying things and have them pay off.
yeah, it's a reward anytime like something gets brought back around. I do like to do that. I got a little bit cheeky with it in this one specifically, just because I
this
would
scene
specifically go back into this script and add things that we could intentionally capitalize on later.
right.
I
He's
also
wearing the
steal for myself all the time.
he's wearing the 66 fit here for all my torso fans.
This is the first scene that you filmed.
Yes! Oh my god, I completely forgot to say that. This was the first scene I filmed for Clipped Wings. I was just so amped to get into it. I knew I loved this scene so much. It's the most animated series coded because there is some dialogue from animated series itself.
Yeah.
I knew I wanted to do this one so bad. So much so that when you saw Dick's room earlier, it's not that I filmed on the set twice. I actually just rebuilt the set so I could get back to it because I forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how eager I was to get into this because I was still editing Green Lantern at the time. This was
Oh yeah, you were.
this part.
Dude, that's so
Yeah,
crazy.
this was. You know, we came in. What's up?
I was just gonna say like something that I kind of like wanted to set the pieces up for, if anyone cares about themes here, is
So, I was thinking.
I also love this scene. This is something that Jenna wrote. I really like the vibe of this one. But Bruce, like at the very beginning, I had it where Dick tells his parents that they should do it because Graysons aren't quitters. And then later, you know, for people who are really listening, when Bruce is talking about the story of why his parents died, it's because he couldn't get over his fears from falling into the cave, and so he skipped, and he like ran away, and he ended up going to the movies, and then that's why they ended up being there in the first place. And so I kind of wanted to draw this intentional parallel of like, it's not only just that Bruce sees himself in Dick because his parents are dead. It's because they both, I mean, the shift that happens there isn't just because he sees him as like, oh, this is another orphaned child. It's because he thinks it's his fault as well. And that was something that I really wanted to draw on specifically, is that they both have this like guilt for why their parents are dead.
Okay, so this is the legendary J-56 as Blade. Actually, what I want to say is why people have asked like this, why we didn't use Zuko. And that's because I'm not like, Zuko's going to come back and he's going to be a bigger part of like Dick's origin, quote unquote. Like I want to, we're not done with this stage in Dick's life. He's not going to age up in the next one. And so we use Blade because he's actually the one that Batman and Robin fought in Dick's first appearance in like Detective Comics, whatever, something number.
38? I think it's 38.
Perchance. It was in the trivia. I should know this.
Oh yeah, the trivia, dude. I forgot about the trivia.
And they don't hold back because they just start beating the hell out of him. And then this is a POV shot for anyone paying attention.
And then this scene.
And then it's finally the scene, the time.
What happened to him? He tried to go against Blade and his men alone. It didn't go
I
well for him.
don't really remember if
I need the smelling salts.
this was like someone that wrote this scene singularly, or if we went in together on this. I know the
I think we
smelling
went in
salts was
together
you.
on this. I know I did the smelling salts thing because I was like, I think it'd be funny if he like was like, I'm sorry, and then he like cracks open some smelling salts on him, which Jay found funny when we did the test screenings.
Jay's a psychopath. I've never used smelling salts before.
Yeah, no, I've never used them either. I just know they're bad.
I really like this shot a lot. I feel like seeing the Batmobile and all the other stuff and just like his cowl. And then finally, the moment. Hello. I remember one thing I really wanted out of Batman. I told this to Josh. Is just I wanted Dick to be the first person he ever shown his identity to.
No.
Yeah.
You have to let me help.
And why would that?
I just to try to give more emotion to that,
My parents. If this was about your parents, wouldn't you want the same?
to the importance of this moment. And Bruce, looking down, looking at Alfred. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The words not needing to be spoken here is
Yeah, and Alfred here basically, I think something in the script it's like he can't really approve, but he understands it, and that's kind of like the ideal way to me of writing Alfred. I kind of got sick of,
I think it could use some adjustment.
and I like these series.
No, Alfred
that do
doesn't.
this.
no one
But
likes
Alfred's
Robin
not.
besides Bruce.
Yeah, Alfred's not really into the Batman thing all that much, and he's not into Robin,
Dig it?
and so something that you'll definitely see with Alfred is that he is a little bit more protective
Part of your old
of
design for
Dick.
my circus.
He'll kind of let Bruce go and like try and kill himself. But when it comes to like,
Robin.
hey, you can't do that with Dick, like, whoa, pause. You can't you can't do that. It's like and that's just because he's trying to kind of preserve the childhood innocence. Dick is only so old.
No.
I also like that everyone caught on to the fact that we did the Bob Kane Batman suit.
The Bob
is the
Kane.
thing
And then this
that he makes
atomic
us love.
batteries, everyone. Keep that in mind.
Yeah,
If
atomic
you understood,
batteries.
if you get that reference.
Yeah, look for that. to
Oh
come back
God,
at some
this
point,
fucking
too.
ah.
Oh, yeah, and this
Batmobile.
line was added. Like, it's not even in the script.
Oh yeah, Godspeed. I feel like that was you or something,
Yeah,
That
it
said that-
was.
but I feel like we both thought he was already there.
Yeah,
And-
you did that shot. Like, I was watching you animate that, and I was like, "Oh, does Alfred say like Godspeed or something here?"
Sidebar.
And you were like, "No, but he could." And I was like, "Oh yeah, sure." And I didn't even think he would have done that, but apparently Yusuf got that line. So that's something I didn't even know that was in it until I watched it.
He needs it.
It's your call. It's all
Yeah, I think it brings Alfred, because that's the last time you see Alfred in this.
help me.
Yeah.
So, and then this dialogue, people picked up on this, was from Robin Year One. And if you want my stuff that I'm going to do with Robin to be original in your eyes, do not read Year One. I really like Year One Robin. And I take
Right. I'll see what I can pull.
it's definitely going to influence a lot of the future stuff.
Our guys wheeling around
Yeah.
in a plumbing van. Right. And he was leaving around there.
And I also this Robin suit too. The look of all of the characters like is kind of basic, but it took some time to get there. Like deciding on a bat suit. This was not the bat suit for a while, and like
No,
Jim
Josh has
Gordon.
been through 20 bats.
Yeah, dude. Jim being like old was not something I did until I was literally halfway through shooting episode 1.
Right. Yeah, you did film with the younger Gordon.
Yeah, I filmed a bunch of stuff with young Gordon. And so if you go back and you look at, I think I have like a highlight of all the stuff I was filming. There are probably shots you can even just see of like the back of his head. Because I think in episode 1. So that's stuff that's in the video. But that's something I changed. The bat suit changed. I kind of was just like, animated series, let's just do it. Obviously, everyone already knows the animated series influence. So I just kind of leaned into it. And then the Robin
Especially
suit
with-
was kind of something that we were struggling with at first. We were like, oh, what do we do? Because he's like 12.
I think I didn't notice much struggle. You kind of had the 66 torso and mask in mind, and I just kind of went with it. I think it
Yeah,
presents
It was just like
it presents
looks
like a
very
basic
kiddish.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. it gives that circus aesthetic. It feels more clothy like this Batman suit does, and like the other Robin suits, the other Lego ones, besides like the one from Jokerland, all have like armor on them, sort of.
Yeah.
So
It's got
I
the
just
right
think this
R
was
on it.
this is the best suit that you could possibly really have for the circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, with Robin, it didn't go through nearly as many. I think we did the Robin suit like in a day, as opposed to the Batman suit didn't get finalized until like maybe like a month before I started shooting episode 1.
Yeah, Batman could have been way different.
Oh yeah, Batman could have looked like. Dude, I mean, I just I bought so much stuff. I have so many Batman suits, and you notice that too, because here I'll just rapid fire some Easter eggs here. There's a line that Dick talks about earlier when he's talking to Bruce, and he's like, Alfred set up some photos of my parents in the fireplace, and it didn't take. In the 2004 show, that's actually what happens. Like Dick does sleep at the fireplace, and so then he goes and he finds the Batcave. So that was a reference to that. You can see some suits in the Batcave when Dick goes to look at the Bob Kane suit.
Yeah,
you can see
that one shot was chock full of
references. Just a bunch of them in there. I'm not even gonna go name them all out.
Just go back.
Yeah, just go back and get views.
I'm talking different suits. I'm talking Batcopter, Whirly Bat, you name it.
Yeah.
Tony Zuko, huh?
And here we go. Tony Zuko setting it up.
He's on the run, which means he's scared.
Yeah.
He'll be messy.
I mean, even just like,
Promise me one thing.
and the really cool thing about this too is that it's like when we wrote this, I didn't know that I was going to voice Batman.
Before that,
like I was like pretty firm. I was like, I think, yeah, like Jonah's doing Robin, but I didn't know I was going to do Batman. And
that's where our egos differ when it comes to this. Because I forgot about that too. Josh was planning on using someone else for Batman, but I'm just like, if I'm doing Robin, no one else is going to be Batman, and there's just solidarity there.
Yeah, I mean, I had struggled with it because I was like, I don't know if I could do it, and then I think I was at the point where we had written this. And I was kind of like reading it, and me and Jenna would go back and we would read this every so often, just kind of be like, "This is the vision. This is what we're shooting for," to kind of as like a a waymaker, and so the like some of the complexities of just that sounds really pretentious, but just like there's specific things that Bruce does that I guess like. I'm the only person that cares about them. And so just the way that he talks, like when he talks to Leslie, he'll talk softer. When he talks to Dick, he's a little bit more firm. When he's talking to Alfred, he's like got a different sort of voice. And it's not super apparent, I don't think. But, I am conscious of those things. I try to be intentional with it. And so I came to a point where I was just like, I don't know if I can get a voice actor to fully understand this, and I also don't want a thing where it's like someone interpreting it into a different way than I wrote it. I just get really picky, so I was just like, I'll do it. I'll just do it myself. I'm glad I did.
If he wasn't going to be Batman, I wasn't going to be Robin. And I mean, at this point, in his age that he is, that was probably a better idea. But I think I did want to voice him when he was younger, just to keep the same voice as he gets older, because there will be a time jump at some point. Oh God.
Yeah, the Graysons aren't quitters thing is so cool.
I want to say that's from something, but I'm pretty sure it's just off the noggin.
No, yeah, you came up with that.
And this was the last thing I filmed in Clipped Wings. So when I actually had video, I took when I stopped filming it.
And I played this. This is cool because I would just wake up and then Jonah would text me, and it'd be like the craziest shot from this.
Oh, fun fact, you guys. My actual parents voiced Dick's parents.
Oh yeah.
My dad's been sprinkled in my videos for a long time, but this was my mom's first time. And I was like, Mom, you got to do it. Come on. Come on.
And they're good.
And then having the music in this, the Batman reprise, also just Batman video game aesthetic, the Lego one, the one that you hear at the end of every level. That was the inspiration for this, for putting it in this.
Yeah. And another thing is, for the one person who asked this in the comments, they were like, "Oh, are Bruce and Dick ever going to do the vow?" So intentionally, this is something that I did. Is that I actually never did have Bruce do the candle vow, just because I mean, like, I do have drafts of a script where I did have Bruce do the candle vow, and in those drafts they were bad because it's kind of an unnatural thing to do. Like, if you've read the actual stories where it happens, it just kind of comes about a little bit too unnaturally for a modern audience. And so it wasn't that I was opposed to doing it, but it was more so, it was like I found a place where I could do something different than the comics and kind of spin it off into its own thing. And just because I do so much stuff that is specifically like, this is just going to be the animated series or just the comic that I was inspired by or whatever, you know, I was like, I should probably seize this opportunity to do that. And so the idea was like, you have Bruce and he goes and he makes this vow to his parents. And there was a cut scene from this video that you'll see later where he does this and he goes and he swears to it and vows to his parents at their graves. And so to me, that just tethered him more to his parents, to the decision. You know, it's like not something he does as like a child. It's something that he does because he's directionless. And so he passes that to Dick and he's kind of like, hey, you've got to go ground yourself. Like I grounded myself and like swear to your parents. And Dick has a different kind of response to that because you were the one who wrote Dick's vow, Jonah. And so Bruce's whole thing is like really dramatic and he's like, I've taken a boy. And you know, and he's like talking to his parents great. And then Dick is just like, I'm not very good at this. And I like that dichotomy because it's just like, you get Dick and he's like, he's traumatized and he loves his parents and he blames himself for it. But he's still finding ways to like be happy. And I think that's kind of what Bruce wishes that he could be like. And that's why he allows, or rather wants Dick to establish his own personality and his own connections. And you know, he doesn't start out and he's just like, you're Robin now. Because I think that's literally what happens in the original book is it's just like, you're Robin now.
Yeah, I don't remember the comic too much, but the whole process of adopting Dick and turning him into Robin happened on like the same page.
Yeah, it's like all one page.
The whole thing.
And so this, you see Bruce and he's kind of struggling and he's like, do I, like, should I, you know? And you know, the way I see Bruce's emotions is kind of like, at his core, Bruce is like an emotionally driven person. You know, he was emotionally driven to vowing to his parents, emotionally driven to being Batman, emotionally driven to take care of Dick and to do all the things that he does. And so, you know, sometimes he's going to make choices that aren't necessarily, you know, the smart one or the right one, but he's doing them with, you know, good intentions. And, yeah, I hope, and I see that people really like this and are responding to it. I'm very glad for all the support just on the episodes that I've done on my show, like on my channel. I don't really consider it my show. I think it's our show, but
no, come on. Come on.
It's created by Crisis Studios and Umbrella Joe. Every episode.
No, I'm only in the Dick department. Pause. I'm only in the Robin department. And, you know, I help out where I'm needed when because he will, you know, spoiler alert, guys, Robin will be in, you know, some episodes. Robin's going to be in the series from here on out, whether his importance be greater or lesser, depending on the story. But he's going to be in it now. And so that's just, I feel like I need to hammer it down that this isn't like, because people were asking like how this fit in with your stuff. And I'm just like, it's like an episode 2.5. It's just that movie that goes along with the series. And so that's kind of what I'm going to be doing, is more Robin focused movies rather. And Josh is doing the series, and, you know, he has the vision for the series. I just provide the dick.
Yeah.
So, but with that being said, thank you guys, for supporting Clipped Wings. I obviously want to get to the next one as soon as possible, but we do need to let the series happen for a bit to get some more lore going, to get some more story, you know, how Bruce and Dick work together as Batman and Robin, to get to the next part that progresses Dick's character specifically. So I'm going to try to focus myself on other projects while Josh does that. So you just stay tuned, but that's for the future. We'll focus on that later. For now, let's focus on Clipped Wings, the freshness of it, the kind words being said about it. Thank you all for that. It's just, you know, we understand why we do it. You know what I mean? When stuff like that happens, and it's really good. So thank you, Josh, for being here, for, you know, literally everything, obviously. Thanks to the fans. Thanks to LDCU sweep. Hello. And yeah, I don't know if Josh had anything to say before we go.
Yeah. I mean, it was and is and will be something I'm really proud of to have worked on. And doing a Batman show in the first place is something that I've been trying to get off the ground for forever. Trying to do something. And I remember writing all the way back, we did an episode of like a Batman and Robin script before it ended up like turning into a universe thing, and the like wilderness year, I guess I think of it as, where it's just like
23 was wild.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You just had like a whole year of just like writing Batman scripts, and then, you know, eventually we're like, okay, we're coming back to the first one that we did, which you might see, so I'm not gonna spoil it.
Oh,
but,
God. Yeah, Josh and I,
that one.
we started with a Batman and Robin script that had nothing to do with any continuity, no nothing. It was just what we wanted. It had some sort of a plot in mind for how it was going to go. But then we got involved with the LDCN and then had to change to fit the universe. And then the LDCU happened, and that didn't really change much. It's been a long road. That we hope.
There's no one else I'd rather travel it with.
Oh my God.
This is Robin right here to me. I mean, if there's any reason why I'm Batman or have the show to begin with, it is because of one Crisis Jonah Studios. So,
oh God,
seeing just like the gratification of seeing like this like Clipped Wings done, it's like a year in the making, and then the whole just response to it, like it's picked up so much, like, you know, reception so quickly. It's got like 6,000 views, and it's only been out for 4 days at the time that this is recorded. And who knows where it'll be in like a month or like a year, you know? And so it's just like the reception to it is so crazy. And I don't think I've ever been a part of, or that's not true. I helped write Suicide Squad. I got like 10,000 views, but I didn't put my heart and soul into that. And but this is different. This is a lot of thought and time and effort. And I love Cage and I love Suicide Squad. But Batman was very much like my first love, and to share that with other people and to see them kind of react to it in all the ways, and to pick up on, oh, it's the Bob Kane suit, like that, just, it just brings a smile. Thank you to the audience, and then thank you to Jonah for being the boy wonder that I needed.
Guys, we're gonna have to cut this because I'm gonna start fucking crying. There's a lot of heart here, obviously, to everyone watching. There's a lot of care, and we can't glaze it enough. I'll put it that way. We're really excited to continue. But until then, thank you all for being here, and we'll catch you at the next one.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Bat channel.